Welcome on in to the N.B.A podcast. A little technical difficulties there. It's early in the morning. Nothing's going planned this past couple weeks.
I know, man.
As we wanted to. But your host, Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrard. What's going on, B?
I'm all right, man. How you doing, man?
I don't know. I'm a little too shiny right about now. Let me just this light right here. Okay, maybe I'm a little better. A little bit better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, yeah. I'm a little too shiny. Just trying to figure out the best ways I can do to, advance what we need to do in this country, in this place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And also just bring a little bit of a diversion, talk about some sports, things that we have here that we got going right now. We got some N.B.A, some NFL, NHL. There's another sport I feel like I'm missing. Let's see. The Women's Soccer League has something going on. God, what could that be? Oh man. Can you help me out? Do you have like a prop there? Yeah, they built a nest outside. Is that what you're?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about? No, baseball. Yes, baseball has not gotten their stuff together nicely, and they still haven't had a plan. I'm going to start with that real quick because
are they really going to mess this up, Hurt?
Yes, I mean
they can't.
I hope not, but dude, the owners want 50 games or 42, whatever it is. Players want it 114. Now they're talking about maybe they might change it to 82. I got an idea. How about you do something, period, to get this going? This is going on way too long. There's so many things happening right now in the world. People will forget about it. Excuse me. I honestly feel that way.
Yeah. I mean, they are going to really hurt themselves. Think about it. Out of the four major sports, football, business as usual. NHL, they're getting their plan together. Basketball, N.B.A, they've already announced, hey, we got a plan. We'll be back end of July.
Yep.
Baseball, they're fighting over money, and they have to get themselves together because they don't have a lot of time, Hurt. They don't have a lot of time. First of all, you said the owners want a 50, 51, 54, whatever game season. That's not
they started out with 82.
Yeah. That's not going to happen.
And then baseball came back with 114. Baseball. The Players Association came back with 114, and I know everything goes back with how much people get paid and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and I know but I think the owners then went back to like 50, but they're like, you know what, we're not even going to counter this whole thing.
Well, first of all, 51 or 50 games isn't happening because that's not a baseball season. That's
no, not even close. I can do 82. Like, can you do 82 and be like, all right, I feel pretty good about this, but 50?
What's that, a high school season? I mean,
basically. I know we played like 25, nearly 30 games.
Yeah, I mean you can't have Major League Baseball. What's the Cy Young Award winner going to be like? 5-0? I mean, come on, man. You can't.
5-0 with 0.01 ERA.
Third straight with the garage.
5 straight shutouts. That's true, though. The saves leader will have like 29 saves or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. So baseball, you can't get a good gauge of a season, man. 50 games. The most in the 114, that's not happening because the schedule is not going to allow for that to happen. So that's not going to happen. The most obvious thing to do is just have an 82 game season. Period. have an 82 game season. And look, Kurt, I told you, I'll even go for the split up. We have the East teams in the most eastern regions, Midwest and eastern regions play each other down in Florida at spring training facilities. Or actually, no, I think they're going to do it in their own stadiums or whatever. That's fine. Or if you want to keep the West Coast teams close to each other, and for this 1 year, just make it all, like a Western Conference and Eastern Conference. That's fine. But you can't have a 50 game season. They're going to come to an agreement next week. Cooler hits will prevail. There will be a baseball season. They have to. If they don't, this is going to cripple baseball. So what will happen is if there's no season this season, you won't have a season. Then next season it's going to be more labor talks. Fans are not going to go for it, man. Fans are not going to go for it, and it just sucks that baseball will not, won't take the lead on this. They have a prime opportunity to take the lead, get ahead of any other sport, be the first sport to come back. You know what I mean? There's going to be no minor league baseball. There's no college baseball.
No. Well, I remember I called you. I was just watching a game between some college all-stars who were trying to get their names out there to be drafted in a couple of weeks, since we went from like 299 rounds to, 4 or 5?
5 rounds, which is ridiculous.
So, yeah, I mean, so they're trying to get their name out because they haven't played at all. And now, again, I have an issue with the whole turf field, but that's besides but I mean, they're trying to get out there. They're trying to be seen. So that's the only season that they have. But we need NASCAR, hockey, everything that you named, everything's back already.
Yeah.
The only thing that hasn't really come back is tennis. But
yeah, why did tennis come back? I mean, that whole sport is social distancing.
I think because but everybody's international.
Oh yeah,
international travel. You got to think Djokovic is, where Djokovic is. Sampras, Federer. Yeah, I don't know where I got Sampras. Federer's in probably Switzerland or something. Nadal's in Spain. Djokovic is, I think he's Serbian. I believe that. But you got everybody in different places. So trying to get out. So I totally get why.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So because everybody would then have to be able to travel, and then maybe they could play a tournament. Like everybody wants to meet at Disney. So let everybody go to Disney and do what they got to do. Now you can't tell me Disney isn't the greatest place on earth when they can sit here and hold 1,600 N.B.A. players and family for this 22 team playoff format that they got.
So does that mean Mama Hurt's going to be going down there and get some autographs?
She might now. My brother had to drive her. She doesn't drive, but but you know what? Steph isn't playing, so she probably wouldn't go.
Okay.
Yeah, D Wade's not there. He's retired, so I don't even know who is she rooting for. But I know she'd just be happy that live basketball's back because she's a basketball fanatic. So I mean, she has like the N.B.A. network. She's watching the old replays. But again, that's how I got into sports, man. There's just, but I'm sure she'd at least be excited that basketball is coming back. Now she's not a LeBron James fan though, so we disagree.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now she didn't like Michael either, so she's just, she likes the John Starks of the world, just the little guys. She couldn't stand Reggie Miller, so we did agree on that too. But yeah, so 22 teams. The top 16 who finished the season when it stopped are there, and then teams who are within 4.5 games of that last playoff spot. So it's 5 teams from the West and 1 team from the East, which happens to be our Wizards.
Yeah.
So each team will play 8 regular season games left in before the playoffs start. So this way, everybody has a chance to win enough games to get into that 16, and then they're going to split them how they do East and West.
So, okay, my question is, if they're going to play 8 regular season games, and they're teams that are not are not included, like the whole N.B.A. is not coming back, right?
No, that's why it's 22 and not 30.
So are they rearranging the whole end of the schedule?
Oh yeah, well you have to include the schedule to be the teams that are present.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, though.
What do you mean?
So, I mean, suppose the Wizards, right? Suppose they had teams on their schedule that are worse than them. So now they don't get the benefit of playing those teams to get into the playoffs.
Okay. So you still have a chance.
Huh?
You still have a chance. You're there.
Yeah, but my point is now your schedule is going to be against teams that are better than you. That doesn't make sense.
But you haven't. No, it makes sense because why Golden State's not going anywhere. They're not fielding a team, and you can't. And the thing is, they have a limited amount of space, and plus the players' union and everybody else already agreed to this.
I mean, I understand that, but what I'm saying, I
get what you're saying. But what if I don't know what their schedule is.
My point is. Say, and I don't know the Wizards' schedule, so I don't know. But let's say they had a really, really tough schedule, right, up until this point, and their schedule. Let's say their last 10 games of the season were going to be against teams that are less than 500, worse than them. Now they don't get to play those teams. You see what I'm saying? They don't get the benefit of playing those teams.
I see what you're saying, but I honestly don't care because
but that's not fair because now all they're doing is playing teams.
You know what's fair that we're actually having a season. It doesn't matter. You have you're there. There's no fair or not fair at this point to me. But you're actually invited to be there. You fell within. You have a chance to. But no matter what, you have a chance. And I don't know if John Wall's healthy because there was talk about Durant maybe coming back, but he said he's not.
Well, see, this is stupid then. This is all done for Zion then because my thing is. If you're right, this isn't fair. So if that's the case, then what you should do is just take the teams with the best, the top 8 teams from each conference and just put them in the playoffs. Because to me, it's not fair to the Wizards.
You can't just have the playoffs either. And so
sure you can. It's like you said, these are unusual times.
None of these teams.
Life's not fair. So just put
So you have the top
8 teams
that have a chance to just come in there and play.
The Wizards are the number 9 seed, and now they're going to be playing their 8 regular season games against teams that are all better than them. That doesn't make sense.
First of all, you don't know the schedule. So that this argument, we don't even. This is a hypothetical. I don't deal with hypotheticals. Yeah, but I deal with stuff right now. But it doesn't matter. They have a chance because everybody's basically starting from the same point. We're going to be in their way. I don't know what Orlando's schedule.
But we're going to have a playoffs, right? And we're talking about competitive balance. Why are you forcing the Wizards to play teams that are better than them?
What are you forcing? They're there. They have a chance to do it. How are you forcing them to do anything,
dude? All right, I'm
forcing them. What do you mean you're forcing them?
Because my thing is this doesn't make sense. Okay, so here are the teams the Wizards didn't get to play. All right, hold on.
And who's even to say they would have won those games? It's the Wizards. I mean,
but now they have no shot. But then again, now I think about it. The other top 10 teams are playing teams that are better than them too. So I guess it evens out. Because the 8 seed, they're not playing. They don't get the benefit of playing sucky teams either. So I guess it all works itself out.
That's what I said in the beginning.
No, that's not what you. Man, don't stop trying to make my point. They haven't
trying to be what? What the ceiling is the roof? I don't say stuff like that.
That was not the point that you were making.
What point was I trying to make, bro?
Huh?
What point was that? What was it? Tell me what. Since you know what my point is, so
your point was that the seasons, because of the situation, we're not going on. We're not basically
still have a chance.
It is what it is. At least they have a shot.
Yes.
No, that's not the point I was making. The point I was making is I'm complaining about the Wizards, but I guess the number 8 and number 7 seeds, they have that same problem as well. So
and every other seed in the West, and basically everybody else that's there. Only teams that don't have that issue would be the Lakers and Milwaukee because they're 1 and 2.
Yeah. Like I said, I guess it all evens out. But whatever. Wizards going to go to the playoffs anyway. And they're going to upset the Bucks in the first round.
Yeah.
How you like them apples? And John Wall's not coming back. So.
Yeah, there's no apples. There's no bananas. Whatever you're coming up with. Whatever's strong in that studio over there, yours. I don't know what kind of. Listen, I know it's been crazy. I know it's been a crazy week. Okay, but
I just got to thinking a little bit about it. But I guess in the end of yeah, I guess my point is doesn't really hold water when you think everybody else has to do the same thing. So whatever.
Well, at least we got that out the way. So I'm excited. So they're gonna try to get the season started and tipped off the 31st of July. After they get everybody together, have like this little mini training camp, and then start the games together. Now bringing up the teams that aren't going to be there, they are going to try to have and get the teams together in some way, only in their own facilities, so they can maybe practice with each other, because then they're going to be sitting since March.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Real quick, their schedule sucked. They wouldn't have made it. They would have had to play the 76ers, the Nets, the Hawks, the Bucks, the Celtics, the Suns, the Bucks, the Lakers, Pelicans, Sixers, Pacers, Raptors, Rockets, Pelicans. So, and they're 24-40. So, yeah, you're right. They're lucky to be there.
They're lucky to be that close. Once you get,
they shouldn't even be here. They're 24-40.
What's Orlando's record?
30-35. So yeah.
Who's in eighth? Who's in eighth? They're in seventh, right?
Oh no, wait a minute. Let me get the full stats.
Yeah.
Hold on. I was just looking at the Wizards division. Okay. Orlando is the 8th seed. They are 30-35.
All right, so
man, the East sucks, dude.
I know that. It usually does. What seventh is what, the Nets?
7th is the Nets. They're 30-34. Charlotte's 23-42. Oh, they just missed it.
Oh, so sad.
Darn it.
I don't even know who's on that team anymore, to be honest.
Oh yeah, now that
like Kim is gone. Kim is
gone. I have no idea who's on that team.
Dude, I can't Alonzo.
Yeah.
Grandmama. Muggsy, is he still on the team?
But I think we talked enough about the Wizard. I was not expecting that to happen on this podcast. Oh my gosh.
Hey, we never know what kind of direction or what kind of argument we're going to get into. Into an argument over the Wizards schedule. But that's good, though. I think we needed that. I think we've been in agreement a little bit too often recently. Yeah, listen. These past 2 weeks, laughing is something that we need to do.
Yes, no doubt.
So get a little bit of love in your heart, as they say.
Yeah. So you excited though about
I'm excited about sports in general coming back again. Bundesliga is on in the background. This hand. Oh no, that's what.
Didn't Bayern Munich just come back and pull one out or something?
They were down 1-0. They're leading 4-1 currently.
Yeah.
So to Bayern Leverkusen.
What?
To Bayern Leverkusen. That's who they were playing.
Oh, okay.
So that's always exciting. Hoffenheim and Fortuna are 2-2 currently in the 86th minute. Just in case you want me to do a rundown on the Bundesliga score.
No, we're good.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. RP Leipzig is up next. 1-0, and they have a red card. So they're down a man. Anyway, so let's get to the big news of the week, and that's the NFL. And dude, there's a lot going on in the NFL this week, as far as the protests and everything going on, and some comments that Drew Brees stated. I think it was last week now.
Yeah. Well, first let's back up. No, this was this week, but that's
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio first came out and made some comments, and I don't think he meant any. I don't think he meant any harm. Just like Drew Brees, I just think both of them made the mistake. They're looking at this at
their personal
their views, right?
Yes.
And I think that's where we, when it comes to all these problems, is that I don't think enough people are looking at this, trying to put their put themselves in other people's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we missed Mr. Mark. Vic Fangio said because of the nature of the NFL, because of the what he called it a micro
A microcosm of society.
no, I don't know the word that he used, meritocracy or something like that. Anyway, basically he said he's never seen racism in the NFL, and he thinks that their league is doing a good job, pretty much doing a good job, because he doesn't really see any racism. But yet, just last week they took a vote to amend the Rooney rules. So,
yeah, but for him, that never. I'm not defending him at all, but or Drew Brees. But yeah, everything's personalized. It's well, I think this or I felt that. When it comes to this issue, you and I can both say we know how it feels to be in these situations.
Yeah.
They don't.
Right.
Big Fangio wouldn't have seen it because he's in that group that hasn't been marginalized, haven't been overlooked, hasn't been challenged, hasn't been looked down upon. He's not in that group. So no, but especially in NFL, especially in the head coaching or even the quarterback, you can't tell me you've missed the conversations, because I think Vic Fangio's been in the league or coaching for at least 34 years or something.
Yeah.
Did he miss all the black quarterback conversations we've been talking about forever?
Right.
Exactly. Oh, these are just athletes. I remember back in the day, it was a CBS. It was your Jimmy the Greek talking about how they're bred to run, and just the racist comments. He was like, "Are you serious right now? Like, how do you miss that?" And that's always been, the and again, he came back and apologized, and all this other stuff. But man, like I'm not saying maybe because of the situation or how we grew up or who we are as people, or we're part of a people who have been oppressed and marginalized and kept back. Maybe it's a little bit different for us. Maybe I feel like we're also a little bit more sensitive to other people's plights because we've been in one since we were born. But to be not in that, to not see it, to not feel it, to not understand it, it happens. We still see people today like, well, what's going on? Well, I don't see anything wrong here,
Yeah.
So if if he wasn't, say, a part of it and he's just been around it, maybe he wouldn't know. But you have to, when someone asks you something, you have to look around. And like you said, they just discussed the renewal. It was a big topic. Did you miss that whole conversation? How many black owners do we have in the NFL? How many black general managers? Has he ever worked for one? He's not looking at that. He just sees the football team.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all here. Yeah, they're all here, but they're not above you.
Right.
You're coaching them. They haven't put them in a lot of positions. Yeah, you see one in Pittsburgh. You've seen one in Cincinnati for a long time. You've seen one in Los Angeles with the Chargers. You've seen them everywhere. But they haven't been there that long, and there's been chances, but they've been overlooked. We've been challenged in every single way in this league. So people just have to open their eyes, and maybe he did, and maybe he learned something from it.
Yeah, and it's going to take the heart of a person to want to understand. Just sitting here talking to you, just made me think: how many coaches actually had conversations, like real conversations, with their players when all this stuff was going down? When all this stuff is going down, when players wanted to kneel a couple of years ago, how many coaches actually had like heart-to-heart conversations to understand why they felt how they felt?
Not that many.
Yeah,
I mean, not that many. But again, remember Colin Kaepernick, who is coming back in the news now.
Yeah.
Was blackballed. He was. There's no other way around it. He was blackballed out of the league. And his position, his stance, and even Eric, he was just in the league. Eric Reed.
Yeah, Eric
also took the knee with him. He's a free agent currently and hasn't been signed. But they've been out of the league, and people are now looking back at it differently. People who weren't, who disagreed with the whole reason or the platform or whatever. And
I'm one of them, by the way.
Yeah, you definitely apologize. I do remember last week on the show. But it's and Drew Brees with his comments. this week about it disrespecting the flag and coming out, and his teammates, like as soon as he said it, I mean Michael Thomas, Manuel Sanders, he hasn't even thrown a pass to, but Malcolm Jenkins, they all like, no, bro, wait a second, like you that's not, but those conversations happened then, and they probably didn't. But now we're in this stage where they would have been in like mini camps. They probably would have been, maybe those conversations probably could have happened, but you have practice to go to. We're in such a time where everybody's been in the house. Everybody has had time to really feel the impact of everything that's going on. So for you to miss it, you need to be educated. You need to be schooled. You need to be talked to, and you need to have these conversations with your teammates and your friends or whomever, because this is the issue's way deeper than that. It's gone on longer than that. It's 400 years of this. We're in 2020, which is, by the way, going on record, is probably one of the worst years. I'm just waiting for the cicadas to come out. One of the worst years.
Oh yeah, they're coming, right? They're coming.
I think so. Right? That's just probably as soon as we get to go outside, they'll be right there waiting for us. Because it's close to be like 17 years, I think.
Yeah,
oh my! Just the crunch of walking over them, they're flying it. People screaming, running into the building because they're
man.
They're just hitting the windshield. Anyway, sidetrack. But that's just the collision course 2020s are. But this whole thing has made a lot of people who didn't have an idea to talk. It's hit people differently. And we've seen it, we've known it all along, but it's really with the N.B.A. players, like I said, Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon, going to rallies, speaking to people. The athletes are actually out there and being outspoken about this and tweeting, and the J.J. Watts, the Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. All these people are coming out. Hey, look at this. This is an issue. Drew Brees said something. The video, I don't know if you saw the video because we didn't talk about it, but the video with all the NFL players, with Zeke, with
OBJ.
Yeah, with Odell, with now of course I'm drawing blanks. Watson, with Deshaun, with
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, just all these, all the black players in the league, basically, most of them, coming out saying, hey, NFL, you need to say we had a problem. You need to give us our freedom. And the next day, literally less than 24 hours after they had that whole video, Roger Goodell had a video responding back to them saying, I hear you. As NFL, we hear you. We made a mistake. We will be there with you. We want to be there for you. We were wrong not to listen to the players. It was almost like a Scooby-Doo. What?
Yeah, dude. I couldn't believe it, man.
We the National Football League condemn racism and systematic oppression of black people. He said, we, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all players to speak out and peacefully protest. We, the National Football League, believe that Black Lives Matters. Excuse me, 4 years ago? Dude, that never would have happened.
No.
They didn't mention anything about that.
So here's my question to you. Was this genuine? And did Goodell have to have a conference call with the owners before putting out that statement just to give them a heads up? Hey, I want us to be solid. Like I'm not trying to be cynical.
I totally get where you're coming from. You got to think that he's their employee, right? He works for them. He has to call them. Because if he just did this on his own, believe me, I don't know how many teams are 32 in the NFL.
32 teams, yeah.
32 teams. I think Shad Khan is the only minority owner out of all the teams. Man, you have to. I'm sure they had to have, because that means he's just putting his job on the line. In all honesty, if he just came out and just did this on his own, using the name, he didn't say I, Roger Goodell, believe.
No,
he said, we the NFL, we the National Football League. He used the shield basically,
right? And he said we,
yes,
we.
So, but we will again. The NFL season isn't until September, right? Everything works according to plan and all that good stuff. We would have to see then when it happens. Or are they going to figure out? I mean, again, not until long ago, the national anthem and all that stuff wasn't even broadcast before games.
Right.
Are they just going to go back to that and say we're going to play in the stadium with probably no fans there anyway, and we're just going to go about it that way? Or you know what? You can peacefully protest during the anthem.
So you bring me right to my next point. The cynic in me says that this may not be as genuine as it appears. It's just good timing. Good timing in the sense that you don't have to worry about fans in the stands. You don't have to worry about the media questioning you after games and all this stuff. So I think because there are going to be no fans, it makes it a little bit more easier to have players protest and freely protest during games. Because what are fans? Oh, fans, I'm not coming. Well, they're not coming anyway. And fans will come back. Fans are going to come back because they're going to miss going to game. You get what I'm saying? There's going to be such a hunger to go back. Fans are going to come back to games. I also had this question. Does this also pave the way for Kaepernick to return? Because once again, no fans in the stands, no media access. See, I disagree. I totally disagree with you. Now
they're gonna go, but so far, I don't know how that whole settlement thing comes into it either. But they're not gonna do a whole 180 on this.
Well, the settlement doesn't have anything to do with it. Because just because he settled doesn't mean he can't come back. He can come back. Orlando Brown settled with the N.B.A. Remember when the referee threw the
NFL
in his eye?
Yeah, settled with the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
He settled because they thought he wasn't going to play again. He came back with the Ravens and played.
Yep, he did.
So I don't think that's the issue. I'm telling you, I think this paves the way for his return. I think what could happen now, of course, the draft and free agency are over. But let's say a quarterback gets hurt. Now I can sign Cap because I don't have to worry about fans not coming to games, and I don't have to worry about too much media access. So
I totally disagree with you.
Well, you can disagree, but I think
I can't. Thank you.
I'm not saying he's coming back. I just think with the way times are now, there wouldn't be that much. There wouldn't be a whole lot of scrutiny. There's going to be fan backlash, but you're not going to feel it in your pocket because there's going to be no fans anyway. And because there's no media access, you're not going to have media members just interviewing Cap all the time. You know what I mean? About returning. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think if he were to come back, if a quarterback were to get hurt and there were a team that wanted to take a chance, especially now that the NFL has stood in solidarity with the players and admitted they were wrong, I'm just saying this paves the way for his return in a backup role in the case quarterback gets hurt. That's all I'm saying.
Well, first they would have to sign Cam Newton, then they could sign him.
Well, no, they wouldn't. You know why? Because they can say
they're not bringing back a quarterback that hasn't played in 4 years over Cam.
Sure, they could. The Ravens brought back freaking RG3, and he hadn't played in a year and a half. What I'm saying is,
not over Cam Newton, not over MVP is my point.
Sure, they would. They could sign Cap over Cam because, I get your point, but here's the thing: quarterbacks get hurt all the time. So let's say one quarterback gets hurt, that one sides Cam. And if Kaepernick's out there and you feel like you may have a shot with him, somebody may I'm just saying in the backup role. I
get what you're saying.
Yeah. And plus he'll be cheap. He'll be cheaper than Cam. So all I'm saying
of course it'll be cheaper than Cam, but Cam's still Cam. Like to bring in someone, no matter who, as the season goes along, no matter who it is and Cam's still out there is just stupid.
All I'm saying, if none of this never happened, Kaepernick we wouldn't be talking about this. All I'm saying
I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm just saying
I still don't think he's coming back, but the thing is, I feel like there'll be more. He's going to be looked upon differently, and there's going to be more dialogue, and he may be involved in that dialogue. I just don't think he's going to be back as an NFL player.
I just think the path for his return sets up good due to the current status of the world. And I think if there's one now that the NFL has come out and said, we were wrong. If there was a team and an owner that wanted to take a chance, I think, not to say that it's going to happen, but I just think the circumstances present a path for him to come back. That's all.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Now, the probability of that happening, I don't know, but I think it could. I do think it could.
All right. Well, I mean, we definitely see, but it's still to go back to your point. To your question, do I think that is genuine from the NFL? It's a start. It's something that they never done, and it happened quick. It wasn't like a week later. It literally was the next day, which I was
because. Didn't they already put out a statement They put out a statement last week, right?
I'm not even honestly. I'm not sure. I mean, almost every league did say that we, whatever, but they didn't. As far as the whole kneeling and the cap and the players coming out with that message that they did, and then, like Goodell said, we wouldn't have a league without black players. And that's
right.
There wouldn't be any leagues except for maybe baseball. But who knows? They may throw that away as well. But every league has come out and condemned all this. But NFL, because they actually had the guy who kind of started this whole thing from the get-go and how he was treated and how he was tweeted about, started this, how is everything look now? And that's another thing that I'm curious about. How are other people who have influence over these owners going to react to the NFL saying this as well? So the other
who are you talking about?
Leaders,
gotcha,
millionaires, whatever, other millionaires, people outside interests and stuff. It is a political year.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Honestly, I don't even think it matters. I don't. I mean, right is right. Right is right, and I think.
Yeah, but we haven't been right for a long time.
Yeah, but you know what? I think finally the NFL is on the right side of this matter, and you know what?
You think they'll stay that way?
Good for them for taking that stand, and they're just going to run with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, like I said, everybody seems to be coming out with something, except for baseball, I guess. But and as far as plans go and coming back and talking about protesting and everything, so I just hope that I just hope something good comes out of all this, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with you, Hurt. But you know what? Things do feel a little bit different this time around.
Yeah. I mean, look at, I know, because we were talking about this, the tweets just last year from Jake Fromm and how he's tweeted about only, make guns expensive so only elite white people can buy them. That came back. It was a 2019 tweet. He came back. He apologized. People are calling for his release from the team. I mean, he's a backup. So, I mean, I'm not saying anybody cares. But, and going back to the Utah D coordinator, who back in 23, on one of his 2013, sorry.
Oh, okay.
2013 texted about the N-word. He's a white guy. In one of his tweets. And he's been suspended from the team.
Oh, wow.
I think the level of tolerance has gone down tremendously. People are looking at these things. I mean, we've been looking at them before, but or even like I said, even a NASCAR driver before all this happened, we were looking at that. But we know, but we can see now it could be a pattern. It could be something. We got to. All these things are being handled now instead of just kind of swept underneath the rug. And I think we're at a point of intolerance to it, which I'm happy about. There's still racism everywhere. We know that.
Right.
But can we get out the people who do stupid things? Can we I'm not saying it's going to change how somebody feels, but I don't know how Jake Fromm feels. But that was an insensitive, ignorant tweet. It was just ignorant. So, is it going to cost somebody in the future? What's it going to even who's the starting quarterback there?
For Buffalo, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen had a tweet, but he was like the number 7 pick. But he had a tweet years ago, I think when he was in high school, about a racially insensitive tweet. I had to find it, but I remember they did bring it up because of what Jake Fromm said.
Oh wow,
yeah. But if I find it, I'll let you know. But I just think we're now at a point where the intolerance and the level of respect that should be given to everybody is a little bit higher now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's good.
But if I can find that tweet, but yeah, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say that's good because there needs to be zero tolerance for this. Then like you said, this is 2020, and I think what has happened is we've come a long way. There's been a lot of progress, but there's still a lot of problems, and I think a lot of times those issues are hidden behind the progress that we have made. And I think in a lot of people's minds, issues are gone. You know what I mean? So no, we need to keep moving forward, keep making progress, keep demanding change so that things keep getting better and better, man. So we can eradicate this as best we can.
Josh Allen was using the N-word a lot in his in a lot of his tweets back in high school. A lot of N-words multiple times. He also shared his public dislike for LeBron James. So that right there, honestly, that right there should get him kicked out the league.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's how I feel.
He can't be that bad of a person if he's, tweeting about his dislike for
that means he's horrible, honestly. But yeah, I know I honestly, I probably didn't really want to get into this, but I feel like, well, first of all, let's look at a positive side. So Michael Jordan and the Jordan brand. And this came out, I think, just a couple of days ago. If I can exactly find it's funny, like when you want to talk about something, you can never find it. And this morning
you can't find it when it has to do with Michael.
Yeah, I know, right? No, but really, this morning Bayern Munich came out with Black Lives Matter T-shirts and armbands during their game, which is awesome. But all right, so MJ and the Jordan brand. If my computer helps out a little bit. Amid this, and this is global, everything that's going on right now, like over 18 countries, and of course, every state has had these peaceful protests that have gone on. But the Jordan brand is pledging $100 million over the next 10 years, dedicated to ensuring racial equality, social justice, and greater access to education. Black Lives Matter, this isn't a controversial statement, read a joint statement from Jordan and his company. Until the ingrained racism that allows our country's institution to fail is completely eradicated, we will remain committed to protecting and improving the lives of Black people.
MJ, my man.
So, that's awesome.
You know what they say? Yeah, he never makes political statements or never makes any social justice stances. Well, to me, that's a pretty strong one right there.
Yeah, I mean, it took him 60-something, however old he is, but I'm happy. I'm not, listen, we need all that we can get in this battle for equality and like you said, to eradicate racism. Yeah. We really do. And he's one of the people that can help do that. Star, like I said, all the N.B.A. stars who are coming out, all the people coming out, this helps. We need more of that. We need the solidarity. We need to hold hands. We need to keep this going. We need to keep this momentum going until there's actual change. Yeah. And having someone as huge as Michael Jordan makes that better. Having LeBron James, having anybody who's willing to, actors and actresses and people of all colors, all walks of life, protesting peacefully, coming out, saying, this is the injustices that occur on a daily basis, can come up and really help. So this that statement that he made, and with his company, which is, like I said, a subsidiary of Nike, is huge. It's huge, and I'm really, really happy that occurred.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. He has the platform and he has the cash, and he's going to use both and to help solve this problem, man. And that's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, I wanted to tell you about your boy. You didn't even know it.
Yeah.
So hopefully it makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, man. No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Man. Yeah, dude. This is like last week's show. We started off talking about everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And and with all the sports and the NFL coming out, there's no way of really escaping any of that.
Yeah.
But
I just want to say real quick, Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It helped me, man. Last week's show really helped me a lot, man.
No, it helped me too. I needed that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you needed that as much, but if it helped you, I definitely know it helped me.
No,
I know we're always trying to find the right words.
I know. But I just think sometimes we just need to just talk these things out and just get it. It was just good to really just talk about how I'm feeling, and how it was affecting me, and likewise hearing your thoughts behind it, how it was affecting you. I just thought it was good for us to just have that discussion and to talk, and then hopefully just to enlighten some other people, just help bring some understanding, because I think at the end of the day that they're good-hearted people who may not quite understand certain. You get what I mean? Like,
and it may not be as personalized to them. Yeah, but someone who like in an NFL commercial, they said, I'm George Floyd. I'm Breonna Taylor. It could be any of them could have been us. Period. Someone could say, I'm Kevin Hurt. I'm Brian Sherrod. We not saying we've been in situations that dangerous, but we could have been when we got pulled over, or when we were, just walking home. Right. Again, like I had the story last week. I was just walking home when they stopped me. I was walking home from work.
That's crazy.
As a 16-year-old, and like most of the people, I heard a story from just a lot of, I don't even say just one person, from numerous people. Like, you fit a description, and again, like I asked the cop then, I remember now, what description are you talking about? That's the person who supposedly did this crime. Did they have on a tie and a book bag? And they just looked at me like, why are you even talking to me like that? But it was a honest, smart question to ask. Yeah. Like, what do you mean? Like, what does it mean to be, you fit a profile? What profile are you talking about? Because if that's my profile, it has to be a profile of all of us. Because I haven't heard anybody that didn't say you fit a profile. All my friends have been basically stopped and like, oh, you fit a profile. What profile? Whose profile? If there's anybody that looks like me, just go get him, okay? Right. If he did something like this, so this won't happen again. Or you just mean in general, or is it just he's this skin tone, or what have you? I'm literally like, if you rob someplace, supposedly, you walking home. Right. It's like, seriously, just all calm, chilling with the Walkman on, right. Listening to Belle Biv DeVoe. You just walking home until they shine this big light in your face.
Yeah, man.
And you're just like, can I help you? I know we could laugh about it now, but those situations could turn into something else.
Right.
I was scared. What if they got out the car?
Yeah.
I was literally across the street from it was called the Best Western Motel, where my mom and I used to walk and go get breakfast. And behind me was a car wash. And it was at night. And I was just like, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the busiest street in the world. And then people would have saw something. They wouldn't have used, not too many cameras or camera phones. It wasn't any of those things. So it's like I said, we've all had those experiences. So when I got to speak about it last week, it helped me get that out, and it helped me prepare for this week. This week was another tough week with everything going on, but like you said, the statements from the NFL, the Drew Brees conversation, and there's still people out there, and stations who want to change the narrative.
Right.
But for Michael Jordans, for LeBron James, for Muhammad Ali's, for all these athletes who are black and want to help black lives, they can say whatever they want. They don't need to shut up and dribble. They have a right. They live in this society just like you and I do.
Right.
And I don't care what side. I don't care if they disagree with you or not. If you believe in something, you believe in something. Okay. But and I'm not just saying this because they happen to be on the same side as we are, but you have the freedom of saying it. You live here. Those things can. The thing is, what we forget is that LeBron or Jaylen Brown or Patrick Mahomes, they have black cousins. They have black brothers or sisters who this could have happened to. It's not just them. It may not have happened to them, especially may not have happened to them now. But Bubba Wallace, the only black NASCAR driver, was telling a story about when he won his first Pee Wee race, which was like one of the minor leagues of the NASCAR. He's feeling good about himself. Went and bought himself a Jeep, nice little tricked out Jeep, all happy. Not even the next day, he gets pulled over, and it was like, what? Where did this Jeep come from? Where you get this money to buy this Jeep? It's the next thing you know, they have dogs sniffing his Jeep looking for drugs.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it's like he just bought it. And it's like he just rolled out. Basically, you just rolled out from the dealership and you get pulled over. I mean, how many times have we been asked that? Where'd you get this from? Where'd you get the money from? Like, we can't have good jobs? Like, we haven't worked hard for nice things? And I think that's part of my mindset, which is crazy, that all I ever wanted, I never wanted a Mercedes. I never wanted, now if they want to sponsor the show, fine, I'm not saying a BMW. I never wanted those things because I always feel like we always got stopped in those cars. Like, you don't want certain colors. I don't want to get stopped. I was going to have a pickup truck. They'd probably leave me alone if I had a pickup truck. So I just wanted a nice Chevy pickup truck. I drive around, no license plate thing on the back with my name, like, hurt this on it or something. Just, or anything Jordan had, Air or, 2-3 or whatever. I just always wanted something just regular. Maybe this is my personality, but I never wanted those things because I always felt like that those cars got us into trouble for no reason. Because people who we got stopped by felt like we didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
So, but that shouldn't play in my mind. That shouldn't even be a thought.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm glad we talked about it, because I was just thinking about this week about going for a walk and how we stress about that. Just little things every day that no one else has to think about.
Right.
Hey, it's not 8:00. My dog is nice outside. Should I take my dog outside? No, I'll just let him out the back because I don't, want to walk around in the neighborhood. No, people just like, I was going to go for a walk. Let's go. They just wake up and go. We can't wake up and go. We have to wake up and think. We have to wake up and think, okay, I can't look this way. I can't wear this. I can't do that. So, last week definitely helped me. This week, it was another long week.
Yeah.
But still, definitely a lot of stuff going on, and it's going to continue to be. But, I love the peaceful protest. I love the Black Lives Matter way down in D.C.
Yeah.
I love the streets.
Yeah.
Paid of Black Lives Matter.
Couple blocks away from the
yeah. So we need that, and we have to continue with it. We have to keep going.
Yeah, got to keep it going, man.
Yeah, we can't stop with that. So, but I want to end with I think I actually had a sports question for you.
Oh, okay.
Since we had some arguments and stuff like that during the show, but I know you're saying baseball is going to get it together.
Yes,
and maybe come back. So would you be okay with them, the Arizona and maybe Florida deal, and whoever's there, whatever,
Excuse me.
yeah, whatever leagues or they have it set up, because we have interleague games now anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like some teams, like Chicago, I think St. Louis plays in Florida, Chicago plays in Arizona, right?
Okay.
So they could still be National League, American League standings. You're just kind of playing everybody, because I still would want the World Series to be AL versus NL.
Yes.
Right. But all the games kind of count.
So wait. So what's your question?
Would you be okay if, say, the standings are separated NL, AL, but you're just playing everybody? But it's just almost like an overall record for the NL. So it's not like, and the tiebreaker just could be the NL tiebreaker that you have. Now, I don't know if it's the even split between the Arizona, Florida thing, but you get what I'm saying. Like, say for instance, like we played, yeah, and then our games against St. Louis will count as a tiebreaker. Against another National League team for a seeded.
So, I think I'm fine with keeping it East-West.
NL, AL.
I'm sorry, AL, NL. Even if there's like interleague play, I'm fine with that. But I still think it should be in the end AL, NL. This is going to be such a weird season anyway. So I'm fine with it, man. But I'm not. But my whole thing is it's got to be 82 games or more. It's got to be.
Oh, the least amount of games is 82.
Yep.
You can't have any less than that. And again, then there would be, not saying there would be no reason to have the season, but 50 for a baseball, that's just not.
No, that's not a season. That's not a season.
That's not normal.
That's not even a third of a season.
No, yeah. I mean, I think the NBA has more playoff games than that would. Than they would have any regular season games for baseball. But yeah, do you have anything else to add for the show? Because we actually might just hit an hour right now.
Yeah, man, we're hitting an hour today, which is good. I just all I want to say is let's just keep this conversation going. Let's hope for change and let us welcome back sports pretty soon, man. So yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, good. And definitely keep on your social media, keep track. Don't make sure you follow the facts, research things. Because again, there's things out there. There's power breaks that just come out of nowhere. People, it doesn't mean that those people who are doing the protest put them there. As I say, do your homework. Don't get lulled into conspiracy theories and all this other stuff. Just really, follow the facts.
And I'm going to add to that, Hurt. Let's just listen to each other. I don't care what side of what issue you're on. Let's just listen to each other. Let's just be open to listening to each other.
Yes.
That's all.
Yep. And also still continue to social distance. Got to put your masks on and breathe. I got my Charm City Gooner one. So just be safe out there, 6 feet apart. Here in Maryland, you can still go outside dining now.
It's phase 2, but we still need to be safe, y'all.
Yeah, but we still need to be safe because, believe me, there's still infections happening every day, so we have to be careful.
And I'm still doing my late night shopping.
It's better than your early morning shopping.
Yeah, we're from early morning to late night. So
yeah. So again, everybody, thank you for joining us. You can follow us on Facebook, on IG, on the Twitter, and of course on YouTube, where you can subscribe to us and like the videos that we have on there, which is of course underneath N.B.A podcast. And all the views, as you see right there, we're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher apps. Wherever that you want to find podcasts, you will find N.B.A podcast. And thank you, everybody. Black Lives Matter, and we will see you next week. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all.